is the newsroom.
This is the newsroom for Monday, May 18, 2026. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV, NTN and TARZEE TV in Bartica. In the headlines, a deep dive into Guyana's port transformation explores how major investments in maritime infrastructure are positioning the country to meet rising trade demands and support its booming oil economy. President Irfaan Ali declared that our MOP is not negotiable as he saluted the joint services during a patriotic parade marking Guyana's upcoming 60th independence anniversary celebrations.
Guyana stands taller because of you.
As Guyana sees increased interaction with foreign nationals, the Guyana Police Force Academy is expanding foreign language and translation training to strengthen communication in multilingual and legal settings. Government officials say activities planned for Guyana's Diamond Jubilee celebrations are expected to create new economic opportunities through the expansion of the country's growing Orange Economy initiative. And in sport, Minister Stephen Jacobs says Guyana's experienced best time for sport and Guyana wins 13 medals at Roger Boyce Classic. With the news, I am Lozini Yearwood. Thanks for joining us. Guyana depends heavily on maritime trade for its imports, fuel, food and construction materials, and its exports. As demand for maritime trade increases and offshore oil production expands, the modernization of Guyana's ports has become crucial. In this deep dive feature, we examine some of the ventures driving the transformation of the country's port infrastructure.
The Demerara River flows into the Atlantic Ocean through the heart of Guyana's most economically active corridor. The eastern side is lined by commercial developments, and there sits the capital city, Georgetown. For decades, it has been the country's trading hub. On the western half, new developments are taking shape, creating a new frontier for trade and both commercial and industrial activity. The country's nascent oil and gas sector and all its spin-off developments has in large part heralded in this change. Nicholas Degu Boyer is one of the directors for the Vredenhoop Shorebase Inc. project, a mega businesses, and Yandano, an international maritime infrastructure company. The team landed a multi-billion-dollar contract with ExxonMobil, and an artificial island was created, providing a shore base for critical subsea infrastructure for the oil and gas sector. It is also a logistics hub with expansion plans in the pipeline.
One of the things we're doing is we're hoping to add another 200 meters of berths so that we can start to look at receiving commercial cargoes and possibly a tank farm for receiving fuel. So, diesel, gasoline, and the others. So there's a lot of exciting expansion plans for the Port of Vredenhoop, of which Vessi is just one sub-project.
Upriver on that same western half, TriStar Inc., a company owned by Guyanese national Krishna Prasad, is developing a port facility too.
Basically, it's designed to modern standards. We basically transfer cargo directly from the ships into a bonded transit shed area, how it's called here, but it's just a big open area. Getting ready for customs clearance or coastal or internal river transfer. We're currently doing this for the GTE cargo. It's a modern port. It will significantly reduce dwell times and storage times. It will bring a lot of efficiency for the maritime industry here.
Developments on the western half are also supporting the forthcoming Wales Gas to Energy project, which will use the natural gas produced offshore to generate cheaper, cleaner power. The pace of development on the western side of the river seems to be supported by partnerships, improvements, and expansions on the trusted eastern bank. Take Cranes Guyana, for example. After 3 decades of rivalry, John Finance and Munishwars have leveraged their expertise and capital together to create this joint cargo and freight company. Last year, 2 mobile harbor cranes allowing vessels without onboard cranes to be serviced efficiently were commissioned.
The cone cranes, gut-walled mobile harbor cranes, we have named them Atlas and Hercules, and they're designed to serve Panamax class vessels. I wouldn't bore you with many details, but just to say that they have a working radius of 49 meters. That is the radius that they can operate in, and then a lifting capacity of 125 tons.
These private developments require government support. That includes widening the river and increasing its depth to accommodate ships with a larger draft. Modern legislation is also needed to support the management and regulation of activities in the maritime space. In time, private developments supported by government investment will transform the Demerara River and its banks into a modern navigational artery, a vital lifeline for Guyana's economic ambitions. For Fueled, I'm Vishani Raghavir.
A powerful display of patriotism and national pride unfolded across Georgetown on Saturday morning as members of Guyana's joint services marched through the capital in a special parade celebrating the country's upcoming 60th independence anniversary. The early morning parade, which began at 700 hours, formed part of the activities leading up to Guyana's Diamond Jubilee celebrations on May 26 and brought together ranks from the Guyana Defense Force, Guyana Police Force, Guyana Fire Service, Guyana Prison Service, the National Guard Corps, and other supporting agencies. Veterans, serving officers, and young recruits marched side by side in what officials described as a reflection of the country's continued commitment to service, national unity, and sovereignty 6 decades after independence. Addressing the gathering, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Irfaan Ali, delivered a strong message on national sovereignty and the role of the joint services in defending the country's territorial integrity amid ongoing border tensions.
Disrespect or to disregard our joint services is to send the world one message: Guyana does not take its own freedom seriously. And that message is more dangerous than any bullet. But I do not stand here only with words of caution. I stand here with words of some gratitude to the soldier who missed his or her child's birthday to guard a border post, to the police officer who walked towards danger while others ran away, to the firefighter who breathed smoke so a family could breathe air, the prison officer who works the longest, quietest, most thankless shift. To you, I say, you kept the promise of 1966 alive. You made sure that independence is not symbolic, but a lived reality. Every morning, our flag rises. It rises because of you. As we approach the 60th anniversary of our independence, Guyana stands taller because of you. Our economy grows faster and stronger because of the security you provide. Our voice in the world strengthened because you stand guard. But none of this is permanent. Vigilance is the price of liberty. And so today, I accept not only your salute, and I salute you not only in respect, but I also make a call to every Guyanese. With that salute today, I ask you to support our joint services with respect and recognition. And when they make mistakes, hold them accountable, but never, never abandon them, because when a nation abandons its guardians, it abandons itself. To our adversaries watching, do not mistake our peace for weakness.
Head of the Guyana Police Force Academy, Sonia Herbert, says the institution is strengthening foreign language training and translation capacity as Guyana continues to experience increased interaction with foreign nationals. Speaking during a recent episode of Police Roundup program, Herbert said ranks are already becoming proficient in multiple languages, which is improving the force's ability to respond to multilingual situations, particularly legal settings.
because of the recent influx that we're having of foreign nationals and with the oil and gas industry and all that, the development that's taking place in Guyana, we have Spanish and French currently being conducted for ranks in the force so that they can at least have the knowledge of at least one foreign language. Additionally, we also have a MOU with the the Brazilian embassy. And so we also have rank study in Portuguese there as well. And so at present, you know, I am pleased to say we have a number of police ranks, you know, across the force who are very much literate in Portuguese, Spanish, and pretty soon French. And they also have the capability to do translations and translate at a course.
The orange economy being pushed by the government is expected to greatly benefit stakeholders through the range of activities planned for the nation's 60th independence anniversary Diamond Jubilee celebrations. Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs, on Sunday appeared on the Starting Point podcast and said the Orange Economy national consultation is still in the works. But until then, it is important for the nation to understand that this initiative provides opportunities for persons beyond entertainment.
And the Orange Economy is something that already exists, but it's to put structure to the Orange Economy. And then to also seek out the opportunities and show persons where the opportunities are, invest more into the orange economy, of which we're doing. And you know, the 60th celebration, Diamond Jubilee, presents an amazing opportunity of which you're seeing right now as we have a whole host of activities now. But persons need to understand the spill-off effect of the orange economy. So let's break it down. We have, for instance, the carnival. And when you have a stretch of 10 shows, and you have persons coming in for these shows, major persons coming in, from the artists, from the bands and so forth, and then that will bring along persons from the diaspora and neighboring countries to come in because they want to obviously see who's performing and so forth. One, the taxi driver on the road, the normal person, they will benefit. The bars will benefit because once you have people in the country, they will look for entertainment. Somebody in the nail salon, because Fariza and Kiana, they will have to go and do their nails. The hairdresser, they will benefit. So when we do things, is of the understanding that it must benefit every single Guyanese and stimulate economic activities.
More when the newsroom returns. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. As Guyana prepares to celebrate 60 years of independence, President Dr. Irfaan Ali believes the country's banking and financial sector tells one of the clearest stories of how far the nation has come. From a colonial economy built around plantation credit systems to a modern financial landscape now positioning itself for a digital future. Speaking Saturday evening at the 190th anniversary gala of the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry at the Marriott Hotel in Kingston, Georgetown, President Ali reflected on the evolution of banking in Guyana and how institutions like GBTI helped shape generations of business growth, entrepreneurship, and national development. The event unfolded against the backdrop of Guyana's Diamond Jubilee celebrations, giving the president an opportunity to connect the country's financial journey with its broader national story.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that GBTI is an important part of this revolution, modernization and innovation, and I congratulate all of you here at this bank. Against this backdrop, I extend sincere congratulations to the management, staff, and directors of the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry on this important milestone event. The institution has played a meaningful role in Guyana's financial evolution and its continued contribution to financial services and national development. And this contribution is not only highly commendable, but critically needed as we continue to build out our country. I know, Suresh, you are very modest when you want to be. And tonight you are very modest about some of the plans that you have and the management and directors have for this bank. Some really remarkable plans ahead of us, and plans that are structurally integrated into our national priorities.
The Guyana Police Force is ramping up efforts to modernize policing, with recruits now undergoing specialized training on the use of body cameras and computer literacy as the force pushes deeper into technology-driven law enforcement. Chief Instructor at the Police Force Academy, Inspector Kareem Hussein, said recruits are being trained to sharpen their skills in key technological areas that are becoming increasingly important within the force. He said recruits are being provided lectures in computer studies, particularly in areas linked to case preparation and statement taking. But beyond digital reporting, recruits are also receiving separate training on the use of body cameras.
As it relates to technology, however, it would be a remiss of me not to mention the great improvement that the government of Guyana would invested in the new technology into the Guyana Police Force, where we have Zara Computer Center that offers lectures on computer study, which is part and parcel of our curriculum here at the Academy, which deals with the advancement of case preparation and also statement taking, because we know that the Guyana Police Force now is moving from a book and pen to a more paperless system where reports will now be taken on computer. Additionally, we have the body cam training, which the recruits are on the go at the end of their initial training. That is one of our new implementation to ensure that there's transparency when coming to deal with members of the public.
Technology is what is ruling the world. That prevails in every atmosphere within the hemisphere. And so we cannot run away from technology. We cannot move away from technology. It is now central to modern policing in Guyana Police Force. That's why in our 2027-2031 strategic plan, currently being developed, introduces a dedicated pillar on technology, innovation, and adaptability. We have also decentralized all our Zara computer centers to ensure that, ranks are in all the divisions have access to computer literacy training as we strengthen evidence-based policing through technology. At the conference in my speech, and I said within the 4 to 6 months, we'll be taking reports via computer. And that's the direction we need to go. And so we are in the process of digitizing the entire force.
Music in Guyana is set to be vastly improved, and according to Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs, new initiatives are deemed to provide talents with the support to become household names. Jacobs on Sunday appeared on the Starting Point podcast and said support for local talent is a priority for strengthening the nation's economy, and as such, the construction of state-of-the-art recording studios remains a priority for the government.
We have the music school, of which we are now rebuilding, and that'll be on stream pretty soon. But then we also have a number of recording studios that will come on stream this year and next year. So it gives them an opportunity to have recording time. It also gives them an opportunity to work with some of the best engineers that we can bring into the country and also utilize what we have here locally so that they can have the necessary space to develop their talent. At the central to the discussion of the consultation with His Excellency will obviously be copyright legislation, of which will be a major discussion.
Yes.
So we will work to help them and position them to have them prosperous and to make sure that we develop their talents. But once we have a recording studio available, we can then bring in these engineers, we can then bring in these specialists also too, along with persons here, because I would want you to know we have exceptional people here.
Yes.
We have persons here with the necessary experience also too. But how we can bind and work and bring people together, this is in the music industry, will be something that we're looking to further progress.
Guyanese artists took center stage at the National Stadium, Providence, on Sunday night, closing out the 3-day Guyana Festival in spectacular fashion. The crowd was electric as the nation's finest voices and performers helped usher in Guyana's 60th independence anniversary. The newsroom's Shaquille Burnett captured the action at the stadium. When the newsroom returns, the financial, weather and bridge report, along with sport news. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. We start tonight by telling you that describing the current era as the best time for sports in Guyana's history, Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs, has outlined a comprehensive strategy to transform the nation into a premier regional sporting hub. Speaking on the Starting Point podcast on Sunday, Minister Jacobs detailed how the government, under the leadership of President Dr. Irfaan Ali, is aggressively blending sports with economic growth while systematically rebuilding the country's athletic infrastructure from the ground up. A central pillar of the ministry's current agenda is leveraging international events to boost the local economy.
Center to that is sports tourism.
Yes.
Very key. That is why we're bringing a whole host of tournaments here. I spoke of the GT Challenge in Parliament, and then you're going to see what's going to happen on the 11th and 12th of July right here, the South Dakota Circuit. And that is something that is happening for the first time in the Caribbean. And it's being hosted here in Guyana, where you have cars from all across Central America, Latin America, South America. Amazing people will be here. And then you have the Global Super League. You have the Global T10, which is a table tournament. So it is building a system that can support the creative industry. And that is what we're doing. We're diversifying. One of the most transformative piece of infrastructure that is coming on stream is a high performance center at Good Hope. Well, you have open fields, but you have a performance lab.
Was on the East Coast?
On the East Coast, a performance lab. Because we understand that it has moved from natural ability and raw talent to the biomechanics of whatever sport and discipline you're attached to. Because, for instance, in athletics, you might just need to lift your feet or foot just a little higher to get more speed. But we want to break that down in detail. And then recovery and nutrition and all of these things will accompany this at the High Performance Center. An academy right there too at the High Performance Center. And then also a cricket academy at Albion. So we understand how sport is and how we need to develop our talent. at the Racket Hall, which will be open pretty soon for our table tennis players and our badminton players. This is just give you an idea of what we're doing. A chess facility at Providence, a boxing facility at Ongais Avenue. This is the best time for sports.
Guyana's IFBB world champion Rosanna Fong delivered a stellar performance at the prestigious Roger Boyce Pro Cup, securing an impressive 4th place finish after a fiercely contested battle on the international stage. Fong's standout performance capped off a historic weekend for local bodybuilding. On Sunday, Fong was Guyana's lone athlete in the pro show. A rampant Guyanese contingent sparked a competitive renaissance at the Roger Boyce Classic in Barbados, plundering a staggering 13 medals in the amateur segment on Saturday. On Saturday, Rolly Chandler secured his professional status upgrade. At the amateur show, Team Guyana captured 7 gold, 5 silver and 1 bronze medal, marking one of the most dominant overseas campaigns in the Federation's history. The Guyana 60th Independence Anniversary Badminton Tournament concluded at the National Gymnasium with a series of final matches featuring the country's leading senior and junior athletes. The event marked Guyana's Diamond Jubilee Independence celebration and showcased the sport's current development. Akili Haynes and Mishka Bihari emerged as the standout performers of the tournament, each securing 2 gold medals in their respective categories. Haynes, who is also secretary of the association, spoke about the importance of the tournament.
Yeah, the GBA overall plan is to improve development among the players, both junior and senior. This tournament was key. The government sponsored the Independence Tournament, allowed both seniors and junior players to compete during this weekend. So I do believe it is something pivotal, necessary for our players.
Guyana Football Federation GFF President Wayne Ford has revealed that the exit of Golden Jaguars head coach Thomas Dooley was anticipated. The Federation had already begun planning for his departure before the official announcement confirming that Dooley is leaving to pursue an international opportunity. Dooley's 9-month tenure concluded on September 9, 2025, after taking charge of the national program.
No, it was not a complete surprise. As I'm sure you are aware, the GFF maintains very, very good relationship with every member of staff. And because of that good relationship, we typically have very early warning of any opportunity they might be considering. And that way we are prepared to start thinking about what the future will be. I've had very, very good conversations with Coach Dooley over the past couple of days after he was engaged by an organization that will remain, I wouldn't mention until he makes that announcement or that organization makes the announcement. And the truth of the matter is that, Coach Dooley is a high-profile coach. We saw clearly what he's capable of doing, and this is the reason why we brought him. It was my hope that he would be with us for 2 years, but there's a lot of excitement in world football because we're in a World Cup year. And as a small federation, we cannot compete with larger federations. And so when someone is, made an offer that we are unable to compete with, the most that we can do is thank them for their service and wish them well. So it's not the end of it. I mean, this is all part of international football. Coaches will come, coaches will go. Over the next couple of days, I will meet with the council and we will deliberate as to what the next steps are. But I think the evidence is clear that the program is growing. Coach Dooley was able to register 4 good wins. And we will do everything we can to build on that. So, yes, I mean, to the fans, it could be a bit alarming, but we were well prepared for his exit.
And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. You can get these stories and more at newsroom.gy. On behalf of the news and technical teams, I am Lizina Yearwood. Thanks for joining us.